Good morning, everybody. Kyle Grumke here again at Grumke Farms. I was just wanting to share a short video about one of the most effective semi-permanent, semi-temporary fences that I've put up around crop fields. So this is an 80-acre crop field. It's got a ton of waterways and haulers in it. And so we allow the cows on here in the spring. They graze on the cover crops when they're growing. And then in the fall, they were on here for about a month, cleaning up corn stalks and spilled corn. And also the rye had started coming up in here, so they had a little bit of balance of their diet. But I wanted to show you the fence because this is a field that ties right onto the edge of a pasture. We're able to just open a gate and let them in. I got tired of putting up fence and taking down fence because, I mean, we go a quarter mile up this hill and then another quarter mile that way. It gets old, and especially down through there, you go through 2 haulers and up a ridge. The other back part of it, it has the farm fence for the pastures along it, so we don't have to put anything up there. So since it was something that we were doing every year, we put in started out, I just put in a single wire, this top wire here. These are fiberglass sucker rods. We were able to, well, these ones we were able to get from up in Jamesport area. Got a heck of a deal, and we brought home a trailer load. They were 40-foot lengths and had to cut them in half to do it. But these things, they are stout, they're solid. Yeah, they're solid, like 1.25 inches. And they have no flex really. So what I did, made just a really quick H-brace for this. Since this isn't a fence that the cows are against all the time, was no point in sinking either wood posts or pipe posts to make this. And honestly, it's turned out very well. So this is in the ground about as much as what's out. And on both of these, came in here and I drilled a hole through the post and into the end of the post, and I put a peg in, and I went ahead and epoxied it in just to make sure that everything stayed together. I don't think you would have to do that, but it held it while I was tying everything together. We've got our wires for the cows tied onto the end. The post is the insulator, so that's nice. You don't have to worry about insulators getting flipped off or anything. And then what I did is I just took another piece of wire, and as you can see, I mean, it's touching, this wire is hot because it's touching the other wires, but when the snow's not on the ground, you know, I kept it off the ground a couple of inches, so it's not grounding out. And then these things are some of the neatest little devices. These are gripples. These are a medium, and I'll show you the tool in a minute. Actually, I'll go get it right now. I gotta be careful, this fence is hot. So here's the tool right here, and you can see it grabs right there. The gripple goes in here, and you can crank it down, and it's got where you can, it's supposed to click when you get to certain pounds of pressure. I've got it down to 200 because that is plenty. But you can see even on this post, it's a little bit, that top piece is pushing back on it. It's got a little bend. But I've got a set here and at the other end, and it's enough to keep this tight. Very quick, very easy. I was able to put one of these in probably less than an hour. And I've got one right over there as well. And it's just super simple, affordable. When the weather gets better, will come the fiberglass post. It needs to be painted because they'll get fuzzy. They're not UV stabilized. The sucker rods, you know, they're supposed to be in ground, but just super simple and easy. Is this something that's going to last 20 years? Probably not, but it's also on a rented farm. I can come in here really quick. This gripple, there's a little pinhole. I don't know if you can see it right there. And you can put a pin in there, give it a little pull and release, and it'll let it all come apart. I could yank all these posts up, roll all this wire up. And as we go up along the hill, they're all set on tied to fiberglass posts, because there's a lot of deer here. And the first year I did it, I used, rebar posts with plastic insulators. Well, the deer were hitting it and flipping them off. Well, they can't flip that off. That's tied on there. And if I have to take this up, I'll just come in here with a pair of either pliers and untwist it, or dikes and cut those. This right here is soft wire. This is high tensile. I'll cut that soft wire, take that off, and I can roll up this high tensile wire. Very quick and effective field fence for crop fields. I ended up we started out with the top wire. Works great for cows. When you have young calves in the springtime, they're able to just shoot underneath here. So I put a second wire lower, and that stopped the calves from getting out. This brace, if you had more than 2 wires pulling on it, I don't know if it would be strong enough to hold, 3 or 4 wires. But I've never done any more than the 2. But this is going to be, especially, like I say, on a rented farm, quick, effective, easy, affordable. So anyway, that's our temporary fencing for crop fields. We still use rebar posts on some of the fields where we, pick it up and take it down every time. And, that works. It gets old. Honestly, the putting it up isn't so bad. It ends up, you leave it up and then, we got to be in the field to plant and this fence is in the way. Well, with this being just right on the, on the line, it can stay. So if you got any questions about this system, drop it in the comments below. Be sure, we're trying to grow the channel, get it in front of more people. We finally hit 100 subscribers, which was amazing. Thank you to everybody. But if you're not a subscriber, please hit subscribe, hit like. What we're trying to do is just get the information about how we farm in a responsible and regenerative manner in front of as many people as possible. It's a beautiful day. It's cold. It was down to single digits last night, but I think today's supposed to warm up and the next 2 days are going to be nice. And then we drop down into the deep freeze again for several days. But anyway, good talking to you guys. Have a good day, and we'll see you later.